this is Victor. I'm here with a new product review. This time I want to share with you the Codex Genestealer Cult. The last Codex launch by Games Workshop. We are talking here October 2016. So here we have the Codex. This is completed in the two factions that appeared in the Overkill, Death Watch Overkill, that was Death Watch, that we had the Codex previous month, and now we had the Genestealer Cults. So here we have, starting, it's interesting that this is done in these purplish colors, typical from the Genestealer color, is a color typical from the Genestealer Cult, some symbolism, and yeah, and of course we have here the structure. The first part is going to be fluff. Then we have the second part that is all the units and the different what's called these formations, and then we have the showcase and some additional rules that are applicable to this army. So yeah, we start with all the fluff. We have very nice pieces of art about the Genestealer core, about the different what's called the different the different generations. Now it's coming to my mind. So we have here the first, second, third, fourth generation, and how all this, how the loop of the Genestealer course. The Genestealer court is an infection on the Imperium walls, where the Genestealer start creating and start converting some humans to the cult by contaminating the genetics. So here we have different some symbolism. So I always like to make a look here because it's very inspirational. Here we have, then we have the background of the different units: the Patriarch, the Magus, the Primus, the Acolyte hybrids, the hybrid metamorphs, the Neophyte hybrids, the Pristine strength Genestealers, the Aberrants. Then we have a new vehicle that is called the Goliath, the Sentinels, and then armored vehicles. They have some units like are similar to Imperial Guards. So it's a little bit similar to what it's a mixture of Genestealers with Imperial Guard in such a way. Then we have here the chronologic line, and we have some paint schemes for different cults. So good inspiration here. I think I will do mine or something like that. I have mine from the Death Watch Overkill, and I want to try orange, so most likely we'll go for something orange color. Here we have another one. This also is a nice color scheme. So different color schemes, different inspirations for your Genestealer cults. Let me see if I'm trying to avoid the brights, the reflections. Here we have different. Then we have the showcase, and I really like this one. This with orange. I really like this uniform. So I think I will go for this orange. I'm not that gray with orange is a good combination. So most likely if I do that, I will go for this color scheme. I like it. And here we have against the new Death Watch as well. So really very impressive, and we have always love to see the heavy metal, very inspirational. A lot of ideas from the heavy metal team that I like to reapply in my paint jobs. And then we go to the rules, and they have their own detachment, as start to be common in all the new codexes. The detachment give some additional. They have a lot of additional special rules. So the Genestealer core is basically made of units that they don't have a lot of resilience, but they are quite good in close combat. So it's a little bit of mass combat together with ambushing the enemy. So here we have this detachment. This detachment is composed So it's composed by 1 to 6 cores that are this one, and we are going to see them later on. Is Broad Cycle and the Neophyte Cavalcade. And then they have 0 to 3 commands that are the Lords of the Cult, the first course, and the Broad Coven. And then they have the auxiliar formations. And the auxiliar formations, we are going to see some of them: the Dotting Throne, the Subterranean Uprising, Demolition Claw, and Deliverance Broad Surge. We are going to see them later on. And then they have the Shadow Skulkers. This is a 1 unit of Porous Twin Genestealers, so these are auxiliar. A unit of Aberrants, or we have the Blood Brothers, that is 1 unit of Scout Sentinels and 1 Lemon Roost Squadron. And then there is another restriction: is you cannot include more than 1 Patriarch or 1 Magus and 1 Primus in the Cult Insurrection detachment. So you can do 2 cults of that, of course. You can go with 2 detachments, but in 1 detachment you only can have 1 of each characters. What makes this a little bit tricky, because sorry, if you take that one that have the if you take the Blood Coven, then you have them 3, and you cannot take the other two ones. So it's very difficult that you're going to take 3 of them, because there is Patriarch in. You cannot take them 3 at the same time. Or you can take the Patriarch with the unit of Purge Strain, and then 2 Lords of the Cool, a Magus and a Primus, but they will go out of the. So it's the only way. But if you take this one by default, you cannot take this one, but you cannot take almost this one. You only can take then the Acolyte icon word. If you take this, of course, the detachment also has some benefits. If you choose the Patriarch from this detachment as your Warlord, you can reroll the result when rolling on the Warlord trait. This is very common. Addressing generations in the making, all the vehicle units from this detachment have the Infiltrate special rule. Units that already have the Infiltrate special rule have rolled the special rule in the first turn. In addition, you can add 1 to all the reserve rolls, whilst opponents subtract 1 to the reserve rolls. So it's quite powerful, this one. And then each time a unit from this detachment arrives from ongoing reserve, it is reinforced. It is reinforced, so you can return these 6 models to the unit where slain previously, so you cannot, of course, go over. They have 2 special rules. I think it's good that we check this now. They don't. The many special rules that they have and are here. I'm going to go here to the appendix, okay? And the 2 main special rules they have is the Cult Ambush. So units with this special rule that infiltrate or arrive from reserve or ongoing reserve can choose to roll on the Cult Ambush table that is opposite to here, okay? Then if you roll, so instead of putting the unit on the table, you just roll on this table here. And there are different ones, but it's like the first one is just the normal reinforcement. The second one is like the what's called outflanking. Then we have one that is very similar to deep strike, set up an ambushing anywhere on the table. The enemy you can alternative arrive, but it's a deep strike without scattering. So and then you have the perfect ambush, set up an ambushing unit anywhere on the table at 6 inches from the enemy model. Is another deep strike without scattering. Then we have Deadly Trap, set up ambushing unit anywhere, so it's the same as before, but after placing the ambushing unit you can immediately make a bonus shooting with it if it's where the shooting phase. This bonus shooting is not affecting the shooting and has the rule of spinning. And then the last one is the ultimate deep strike, where you just deploy 3 inches from the enemy and you can on top of that assault if you want, so you can act as normally after that. Then they have the rule return from the shadows, so you can remove any unit from the if the unit has this rule return from the shadows, you can remove it from game and put on ongoing reserve if this unit have not arrived this turn, of course. So you cannot arrive and disappear the same turn. Unquestioning loyalty, a model with this special rule automatically passes lookout share attempts. So you have automatic lookout share, and then they have their own warlord traits. I will not go in detail. And they have the allies. This is the other thing. They are almost in this codex have the Genestealer Cult faction. This faction allies with models from all the other factions at the Apocalypse level alliance, apart from Tyranids and Astra Militarum, which are allies of convenience. So they have two allies of convenience, Astra Militarum and Tyranids. They don't have two other battle brothers, and all the rest are comes Apocalypse. They have some special weapons. I will not cover them all these. So I just want to show you what we have in this codex a little bit fast. So we have the Patriarch. The Patriarch is a character of 90 points. I will not go. I will do a unit in depth on this codex, I think. So it's mainly a close combat guy. Then we have the Magus. It's very cheap, 40 points. It's a sorcerer. Remember that if you take the detachment, you only can take one of each. Then we have the Primus. The Primus is a booster for, so especially for the Genestealer Cult at 12 inches, they take hate of it. So it's a booster for your army. Also, it's not bad in close combat, but it's not like the Patriarch. Then we have another booster of the army, that is the Acolyte Icon Ward for 65 points. Okay. These are the HQs, and then on troops we have the Acolytes Hybrids. These are more like the close combat line or troop. Although they can have additional equipment for close combat to make them strong in close combat. So if we look at the profile, they have 2 attacks each, but then on top they have close combat weapon and rending cloud, so they have an additional attack. So they have 3 attacks each. They are also equipped with auto pistols. Okay, and they have all the units, if I'm not wrong, they have the Cult, Ambush, and Return to the Shadows. Yeah. Okay, and then we have the Neophyte Hybrids. These are more, and if we look, they all have armor 5. They don't have big armor, armor 5, armor 5. So the most strong one is this with armor 4, and you don't have options to take additional armor. So really, they are based on cheap units with low armor and try to use the cover saves. These are very similar to the Imperial Guard. So they have the profile of a human with +1 to the initiative and +1 to the leadership. They are equipped with autogun, auto pistol, and you have the Neophyte Hybrid and the Neophyte Leader, and then you have the weapon teams. So it's very similar to the what we call to the Imperial Guard. They also have blasting charge. I think this counts as a grenade if I'm not wrong. Let's make a look to the blasting charge. And this will be on the grenades, on the equipment. They have a lot of new equipment. Blasting charge follow the rules of assault grenades as described, so they are like the frag grenades. Okay. So, and they also can have special weapons, and they can have they can make a heavy mining weapons, and then they can take from the heavy mining weapon list that is here, and they have some heavy weapons, so that means that you can have a mortar, autocannon, heavy bolter, so the typical ones, and then they also have this. Then you have the heavy mining weapons that are the heavy stabber, the mining laser, and the seismic cannon. So, and then the special weapons are flamer, long-range launcher, and Weber. So they have some special weapons. I will not go in detail, but what we have here on the troops is a close combat unit and a shooting unit, very similar to the type of Imperial Guard. It's 50 points for 10, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 50 points for 10. Each one is costing 5 points, so it's quite cheap. These guys in close combat are a little bit more expensive, 40 points for 5. They have a strength 4, by the way. And each time they have rending close, they have rending attacks. So really, all these guys normally have rending close. Okay, so they have rending attacks. This guy is even stronger because he has rending claws at AP3. We go then to the elite ones, and we have the hybrid metamorphs. Okay, this is 45 points for 5 hybrid metamorphs. Again, they are equipped with auto pistol, rending claws, metamorph talon, and the blasting charge. So it means that they have grenades. And let me check what is the metamorph talon. But I think it's in the metamorph weapon. If you have the talon, it's a strength user AP5 melee aesthete, and a model equipped with metamorph has a +1 bonus to its weapon skill during the fight phase. A model equipped with 2 metamorph have +2 weapon skill. So yeah, these are another close combat unit. You can take additional close combat weapons and additional close combat abilities. And then we have the Genestealer. The Genestealer is purely close combat. You see ballistic skill 0, so they are, but with again they have the cult ambush and return to shadow, so all them can be combined. I think Genestealers here are becoming a little bit stronger, a little bit expensive. 70 points for 5. They have a strength 4, definitely 4. These guys have a strength 4 and they cost 45 points for 5. They have better abilities, but at the end are as easy to kill as the previous one. So, and then we have the Aberrants. The Aberrants have toughness 4, strength 5, and they are a close combat unit. They also have rending claws if you need them, and they have feel no pain. So this is really one of the more resilient units, but remember they don't have armor, so it's like, and they're very expensive, 120 points for 4. The point is, these guys are the ones that have strong hitting weapons, because they are equipped with the power pick, or they are equipped with the power hammer, so these are weapons that are quite strong in close combat, although I find them too expensive for what they do. On fast attacks, they have the Chimera. Okay, I think the Chimera is also a dedicated transport for the neophyte. Yeah, they can take Goliath, Tvag, and Chimera as a dedicated transport. We also have the Armored Sentinels for 40 points, as the same as the Imperial Guard. They have the Scout Sentinels, okay, and then they have the Goliath, the new Tvag. These are like the Imperial Guard. This is the new one. The Goliath have a heavy stubber and twin-link auto cannon here. Okay, and it can ignore Q shaken and Q stunned or immobilized on a 4+, but it's not bad. 3 hull points and have armor 11 on the front and 10 on the sides and back. It's open top, so you can assault when you disembark. So it's not a bad option. It's like I will say it's like the Tvogs for the orcs. And then on heavy support we have the Goliath rock grinders. So it's a stronger Goliath with this what's called this thing on the front. It's more resilient. I don't think this is open top. The previous one, no, this is not open top. This is tank and transport. And then we have the Lemon Rose squadron. The Lemon Rose squadron don't have all the options. You have the options for Exterminator, Autocannon, Vanquisher, and Battle Cannon. And this goes with the Eradicator Nova Cannon. And the Eradicator Nova Cannon is not as strong. Just let me see. It's shooting weapons. I don't know if it's here. Yeah. Eradicator Nova Cannon is strength 6, AP4, heavy 1, large blast, ignores cover. I don't know. I think I prefer the standard battle cannon, but it's costing 30 points. It's one level rush for 120 points is quite cheap. And then we go for the different formations. Let's make a look on the formations, because this is where I think most of the people will go. The first is the Subterranean Uprising. This is one of the core I will check the here because this is quite important. But the subterranean uprising, no, it's not one of the core. It's one of the auxiliar. I don't know why they never start with the core. Okay, this is one of the auxiliaries composed by 01 Primus, 1 to 3 units of Avids Metamorph, 2 to 4 Acolytes, and 0 to 3 Aberrants. So it's really, I think the Avid Metamorph and the Acolyte hybrids are the close combat ones. Let's make a look. Yeah, the ones that are the neophyte hybrids are the ones that are the shooting. So really, this is the close combat. They give the rule of infiltrate. In case you are not in the detachment, all the units in the subterranean uprising must infiltrate during the deployment and set up using the cult ambush. So you have to set up when rolling on the cult ambush table for a unit in this formation, roll twice instead of one and choose either of the results. So really very good this one. Okay, and if a unit in this formation has been joined by Primus, you can roll 3 dice instead of so there's really, we start seeing formations to try to start manipulating your reserve rolls, so how you write from reserve. Then we have the what is called the Deliverance Broad Search, is another auxiliary formation. Okay, is this one that is composed by 2 to 6 neophyte hybrids. The restriction is each unit of neophyte hybrid must take a Goliath as a dedicated transport, so it is a what's called this mechanized infantry, and all units from the neophyte hybrids from the Deliverance Broad Surge must begin the game embark upon the Goliaths. These units can disembark even if the vehicle move at crossing speed through each model that does that. So if you disembark in crossing speed, you have to do a dangerous terrain check, and each time a vehicle from this formation suffers crews to increase check and the result is ignored. So really you ignore straightforward. Okay, if you want to do mechanized, can be an option. I don't think these rules are amazing. Then we have the demolition claw. Okay, this one is another auxiliary. It's composed by 2 to 3 acolyte hybrids and 2 to 3 Goliaths, rock grinders. At least one model in each unit of acolyte hybrids must be equipped with a demolition charge. All Goliath rock grinders must also be equipped with a cache of demolition charge. So this is a great cost. This is a great cost, no points. They have the tank hunters special rules. They are demolition specialists, acolyte hybrids from this demolition. Cloud can reroll scatter dice when using demolition charge, or cache of demolition charge when embark upon a Goliath rock grinder from this formation. Extra explosives, roll a dice each time a model throws a demolition charge while is within 6 inches of a Goliath rock grinder from the same formation, and on 4 or more model replenishes its explosive and can throw another demolition charge during the battle. So really this is the way to have a little bit of tank hunting. Not bad, not amazing. And here we have the broad cycle. This is one of the big ones. This one here. It's composed by an acolyte icon ward, 3 units of acolyte hybrids, 2 units of neophytes, 1 unit of hybrid metamorph, 1 unit of pure string genestealers, 01 aberrants, and 01 Goliath rock grinders. They have the familiar pride. Any non-vehicle unit in this formation that is within 6 inches of at least one other unit from the same formation adds 1 to both its leadership and its weapon skill. And they have hold the banner high. All units in this formation have the Furious Charge special rule while they are within 24 inches of the icon guard. In addition, the range of the acolyte iron guard nexus of devotion, the special rule, will affect units from this formation that are 24 inches of him instead of 12. So really it's you have the standard to give some boost. So you have some boost on the units. It's one of the cores, or you have to take this one, or let's check this one. I was not impressed by this one, to be fair. This is the first course. This is the first course is one of the command formations, okay, and this is composed by one patriarch and one unit of pure strength Genestealers, and the unit of pure strength Genestealers must contain, so it's 20 Genestealers plus the patriarch. Really, it's and strange mutations before the start of the game. Roll a dice and apply the following result, and you have different abilities, okay. So from the unit doesn't suffer penalty of initiative when for charging enemies through difficult terrain. The armor is 4+. The melee weapons have poison special rule. The unit has the rage special rule, preferred enemy, or choose the result you wish to apply. The last one. Then we have the Neophyte Cavalcade. The Neophyte Cavalcade is the other one, the other core. So, and it's composed by 2 units of Neophyte hybrids, 1 lemon rose, and 1 to 2 of the following Scout Sentinels or Armored Sentinels. Each unit of Neophyte must take a Chimera as a dedicated transport. So this is really trying to imitate the Imperial Guard a little bit. This formation's unit of Neophyte must start the game embarked within this transport. Vehicle units in this formation have the outflank special rule. Scout Sentinels from this formation instead gain the Cult Ambush special rule. So you can ambush the Sentinels, not bad. Roll a dice each time a vehicle from this formation suffers Q stunned, Q shaken on a 4+ unit door. It's not a bad formation. If you want some shooting, it's not a bad at all. So it really is good because you can combine your shooting with the tanks and having a very good close combat. So then we have the Dotting Throne. Okay, this is one of the another. Dotting Throne is this I cannot see here. Is not here. Yeah, is this one? Sorry. Dotting Throne. It's composed by 0 to 1 Magus and 3 to 6 of the next. You can combine any combination of Neophyte hybrids and Acolyte hybrids. And they have the rule Frenzied Devotion. Units from this formation have the Zealot special rule while they are within 12 inches of a friendly Magus. Furthermore, a unit that is actually joined by a Magus can reroll failed hits in every round of close combat, not just the first. Willing subjects. If a Magus targets a Neophyte hybrid or Acolyte hybrid unit from this formation with a Blessing Psychic power, he can reroll the Psychic test if it fails. So it's really, yeah, it's the Magus, and it's not bad. I will say this is quite good. Then we have the last one, that is the Blood Coven. Is another command formation, and it's composed by the Patriarch, Magus, and Primus. And I hope this gives you something interesting. So, Lords of the Brood. The 3 models of the Blood Coven must be deployed as a single unit. They can still join friendly units, but if one does so, all the other Blood Coven models must join. So, I don't like that they have to be together at the beginning of the battle, and similarly, if one and all other Blood Coven models must also leave the. So this must be deployed. Yeah, you have to use them as a single unit. Not very kind of that. Coven Master, the Blood Coven unit, the Blood Coven unit, and any unit they join have the following special rule while the relevant model on this formation is alive. So you gain fleet, counter-attack, and preferred enemy. Not sure about this one. I prefer to take the Magus in this formation, for example. It's more useful. I have the feeling it's more useful to have them separated. So not very convinced about the last one. So these are the formations. Not bad. I think what is very new is the rule that, and this can cause some surprises to the enemy. And then we have the different rules, and of course we have the weapons that we did not review in depth. And then we have also the sacred relics, the relics of the cult, and we have they have their own psychic power, and they have their own tactical objectives. So this is the Cult Genestealer. It's a new codex, a new faction, very interesting, long time expected by the people. I think this is great, and I really love this one. And yeah, the pity is I have too many armies in my collection. So I have some of them. I will paint some of these, and maybe I will expand a little bit my collection on the Genestealer cults. So that's all for now. This is what I wanted to share. Please let me know what do you think about this codex. Comment, like, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and you also can support me in Patreon. I have a Patreon account. You support me there, and all the support is dedicated to the channel to be able to do more reviews, to be able to do more painting tutorials. That's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.